Vroom vroom. Hey everybody! Hello everybody! Welcome back to my channel! If you're new here, my name is Medita, and today I am doing something different than what I usually do, aka I'm not vlogging, because this is my first sitting down video. I thought, why not rank a few books? Because ranking books is always very easy for you, Medita, and you like being very judgy, so let's be judgy in a video. And then I thought, well, which books? And I was like, ding ding ding, Medita, you have read all of Colleen Hoover books. Obviously, I'm gonna rank them on a tier. I mean, this is pretty basic. It's just me ranking the books. Yeah, we're literally just going to start. But before that, I obviously have my coffee with me because why not? This is a coffee with hazelnut milk because hazelnut milk is the superior milk. Okay, let's start. Number 1 is Slammed. So Lake moves to a new city with her mom and her younger brother, and there she meets her next door neighbor whose name is Will. And Will is actually one of the only guys that Colleen Hoover ever wrote that I really like. We love Will and his poetry, and the poetry in here is, in my opinion, my favorite part. What I don't like about this book is it's insta love, and they have an instant connection. Like right away, they're like in love. Like there's no build up to the love that they develop for each other, but then again, it is forbidden romance. Not age-wise, but forbidden romance because other things that I can't really spoil. There's a lot of found family and overall family focus in this book, which I really like. So this is a 4 out of 5 or 3.5 out of 5. Yeah, 4 out of 5. Slammed. Next book is Point of Retreat, and this is the second book in the Slam trilogy, and this is the continuation of the story in the first book because there isn't really an end to the first book. There is a happy end, but the book isn't over. Like, you know it isn't over. There isn't an epilogue. There isn't like a full-on end to the romance story. Like, you want to know more, and that is basically Point of Retreat. So both Lake and Will are now happily together in a relationship, but they are going through a lot of struggles and trust issues. Things about the past are coming out. We get a lot of new characters, and 2 of them I really love. I thought they made the book amazing. But 2 other characters are introduced that I do not like at all, and I find them unnecessary and unrealistic. I don't know how much I can say about this without spoiling, because the back is very vague, obviously, because it's a second book. This is them not being able to be in a relationship, and this is them struggling in a relationship. Lots of struggling, you guys. Lots of struggling. But Point of Retreat, since I didn't like it as much as Slammed, it's gonna go in the... I'm gonna put it into like. No, I'm gonna put it in okay. Third is This Girl. And this is the final book in the Slam trilogy. And this is also my favorite book in the Slam trilogy. This is one of my favorite books by Colleen Hoover. So This Girl, without even thinking about it, whoosh, into my favorites. This Girl is the first book with a lot of extra scenes and more depth and past scenes out of Will's perspective. And since I've really liked Will in the first book and his entire character, this book automatically became my favorite. And I always love the second POV more than the first because I already know everything that's gonna happen. So I kind of understand the emotions a bit more and not as frustrated. Overall, the entire concept of her asking questions about the past is very good. It's a very good way to give a second POV book without making it seem unnecessary. Next book that Colleen Hoover wrote is Hopeless. This book made me bawl my eyes out. Okay. Hopeless is about Sky and Dean. Sky keeps to herself. She isn't really very social at school. She has like a few friends, but then she meets Dean. She feels like she knows Dean from somewhere. She doesn't know why. She doesn't really try to find out why, but Dean is very pushy. And this is a friends to lovers story, as in, well, they were strangers before, but they became friends, and then the friendship developed into something more. And with the development of this relationship, we find a lot more about Dean's and Sky's past through flashbacks, as well as just through things that the characters do. And the plot twist in this book is very unexpected in my opinion, or I didn't expect it at all. I bawled my eyes out. I wouldn't want to reread it because of things that happen in the flashbacks. And it's a darker past. So that's my rating of Hopeless. I think I love Hopeless, actually. I think Hopeless deserves to be on the love tier. But now Losing Hope. This is one of my favorites. Right away, where is it on this tier? There, it's the ugly man on the cover. Oh, this book is so good. Losing Hope is the second book in the Hopeless universe, and it is the first book out of Dean's perspective. And as I said before, with this girl, I absolutely love the second book with the second POV always more, just because we already know the past. It's better. I don't know why. I vibe with the books more. This book is, in my opinion, sadder because we have a lot more flashback scenes from Dean's perspective. And overall, I loved seeing Dean fall in love with Sky with this book. You could tell just over the course of the book that Dean was developing more and more feelings for Sky, and it was so cute to read about. And then we also get a lot more of Dean's best friend, Daniel, who is super hilarious. So this is an A+ book. Ah, love it. Next we have Finding Cinderella. Let's ignore this very, very non-appealing cover. And this is Daniel's book. So basically, Daniel hooks up with this girl one day in the dark, and he doesn't know who she is. And they just hook up. And they never see each other again. She just disappears. She vanishes. I understand the entire concept of the Finding Cinderella and why it's called Finding Cinderella, but there's one of my least favorite tropes in here of all times. Will I say what the trope is? No, because that is the plot twist. So Finding Cinderella is gonna go into the okay category. Yeah. Now we go into a controversial book. That is Maybe Someday, which is another book I don't really vibe with. Let me explain. Sydney got cheated on. Her boyfriend slept with her best friend Tori, or like her roommate Tori. So she gets kicked out, and then she finds a new roommate, and that is the love interest in this book. There's a lot of forbidden romance in here and resisting, and then people fail at resisting. I just don't like Ridge. I really, really don't like Ridge. This book gave me trust issues. Because of Ridge, I now have issues in my life, and Ridge is a liar. Maybe Someday is not my thing. Next, we have Maybe Not. Now this book is really good. This is a continuation of Maybe Someday, but this is about the characters I actually like. Warren and Bridget are also roommates with Sydney and Ridge. I would say Bridget has a resting bitch face, and I really like the character. I really liked her overall. Warren makes it his mission to prove that Bridget can not only hate people with that much passion, but also love people with this much love people with this much passion. This gave me what a novel about the funny best friend should give me. I would say Maybe Not is a love, and I love it more than Hopeless though. Next is Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. First and foremost, fuck Miles. Ugly Love made me sob at my brother's party while the song Hips Don't Lie was playing in the background. So that was a very interesting day. So this book has a very special place in my heart, a very special memory. I will always think of Shakira when reading this book. When I understood what the cover meant, I had to cry again. That is how emotional I got while reading this book, okay? Now let's get into the rating of this book. So Ugly Love is already a book I love. It's just ugly. Oh my god, this book broke my heart, and the mistrust in men I have now, like Ridge made me think I don't like men, but Miles would cheat on me. I mean, I still love this book. I absolutely love this book. I love Tate. This is a very difficult rating now. I don't know. No, I think I like Hopeless more because I like the love interest more, because this is Miles. Okay, now we come to a book that is the Never Never trilogy, and this was co-written with Taryn Fisher. Never is about Charlize and Silas, and they have been in love since they were 14. And they've been best friends before that. They were always really close. But then they both wake up one morning and completely forget their entire love story. So the first book was very, very interesting because they were trying to discover what happened in the past and no one was telling them anything. But then we get to the second book and I was a bit confused on why it was being prolonged. And then I just didn't like the ending. And I was very disappointed then because I thought there could have been such a cool like plot twist on why everything disappeared. Like why all these memories disappeared. And then the plot was just like a, oh, like not an, oh. That just made me sad overall then. So Never Never was not a book I vibe with. Now we have Confess. Auburn is trying to rebuild her shattered life and she's trying to be happy again, and she stumbles upon this art gallery that is owned by Owen. And Owen is an artist, and we love artists, don't we? We love quirky men. The artistic side of this book is really nice. That is an A+ for me. Right away you can tell that they have a connection from this book. So it's kind of like insta love. Owen has secrets that he doesn't want to tell Auburn about. It isn't a bad book, but it isn't mind-blowing. The art and how Owen got to the art in this book is mind-blowing though. I think Confess for me is a like. Now we get to my least favorite Colleen Hoover books already. I can already put it on the list. I really don't like November 9. I hate Ben. I don't know why Colleen Hoover has the ability to write so many men that make me trust men even less than I already do. Anyways, Fallon is an aspiring actress. Ben is trying to become a writer. Both of them are struggling in life right now. That's how we start. That's how they meet. So they only meet once a year, which is a very interesting concept because obviously then you have a lot of gossip to tell each other and it's gonna always be very interesting. I thought that was really cool and I really liked this book in the beginning. But then we got to Ben's past and I wanted to punch Ben in the face. What? Fallon deserves so much more than Ben, a lying bastard. We get Ben's perspective in this book, and if this is how men think, I do not want to date, ever. The next Colleen Hoover book is Too Late. There is, which made this book a lot more interesting than I thought it was going to be, a third person that has a POV in this book that is very creepy because you don't usually get POVs from the villain or from the bad guy. I really thought this was going to be a love triangle, but it isn't at all. We have Sloane, who will protect the people she loves at all costs and will do anything for them. But we meet Carter, and we have Asa. And Asa is Sloane's current boyfriend, who is crazy, okay? And Carter is kind of like, he's the good guy in this book who wants to save everybody. So this is a love book for me. Next we have It Ends With Us. I like It Ends With Us. It Ends With Us for me is a 4 out of 5 star read, 3.5 out of 5 star read. I absolutely love Lily in this book. We obviously have the past versus present, and the past in this book is very interesting because it's put into this book in a very interesting way, as in not, oh, 5 years ago, blah, 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 this and this happened. No, it's like, it's a very artistic way to include past moments, which I really like. It's probably one of my favorite things in this book. There's a guy in this book I don't like. I absolutely hate. It is a very graphic book in my opinion, and in the end she does something in the epilogue that I don't agree with. Also, I love the cover though. The cover is a very good, I think the shattered flowers, it is a very good hidden meaning. So I like It Ends With Us, but I like It Ends With Us more than Confess. The next book is Without Merit by Colleen Hoover, and this is a YA book of hers. Merit collects like trophies and secrets, which is already a very interesting thing overall, because obviously then Merit has a lot of things she can sabotage other people with. So she's very powerful overall, like as a character, and she knows a lot of things about her family, because her family has this like outside image that isn't really reality. And I think the idea of exposing all of her family's secret as a grand exit is kind of cool. Not gonna lie, what an exit. Like yelling into everybody's face what you hate about them and what they did that is wrong, and then leaving, kind of cool. So we love Merit. But then again, some of those secrets are very disturbing and it made me want to punch some characters in the face, and I wanted to protect Merit at all costs. I like Merit more than Hopeless and Losing Hope. Now you have my all-time favorite book by Colleen Hoover, and that is Oh, You're Perfect. I don't even have to discuss this. Boom, right up top. This book broke my heart on so many levels. Quinn and Graham go through so much in this book, especially Quinn, and we have this then versus now perspective, and over the course of the book you can see how a marriage is literally failing and falling apart, and constant flashbacks where they're totally happy and just living life and loving, and then you go back to reality and your heart gets broken even more. So basically Quinn was about to get married when she meets Graham, and they form an instant connection. And Graham in the past, he's super sweet, he's super cute, they have some very serious talks, and it's overall a very good book. There's a lot of family in here. Literally fuck Quinn's mom, I hate her so much. But the memories from the past make this book so much sadder, and you can tell that this is a struggle. This is a book about a struggling marriage, and this book has a happy end, but wow, the long journey it took to get there, oh my gosh. And also the meaning behind the title, All You're Perfect, like I wanted to hug Quinn almost every page. I just wanted to hug her and cuddle her and tell her that everything is fine and that she's perfect the way she is. So this book is super sad in my opinion. I couldn't stop crying. Okay, now let's go to a more psychotic book than sad book, and that is Miss Verity. Verity is also one of my top reads by Colleen Hoover. Verity is a very creepy, disturbing book that made me feel a lot of anger towards Jeremy as well as towards Verity just overall. Like I really don't like Verity. And the ending of this book is open. Like this book has an open end. You keep thinking about this book for days. Basically what happens is while Lowen is trying to finish Verity's last book, she finds this manuscript that is about Verity and her past. And the entire book is literally Verity's collection of memories of what her entire relationship with Jeremy was like until the day of her tragic accident. So everything is retold in that manuscript, and Lowen then reads it without telling Jeremy, and there's a lot of disturbing secrets. It's one of Colleen Hoover's darkest books with Too Late. But yeah, if you want to find out about all the secrets in a marriage with dead children, you should read this. Okay, next we have Maybe Now by Colleen Hoover, and this is in the Maybe Someday series. So this is about Maggie, and I can't really say a lot about Maggie without revealing what happens in Maybe Someday, which is kind of stupid. I think Maybe Now is a like book for me. I really love that Maggie got her own book, especially because I felt so many emotions towards Maggie in the first book. And we got a lot of friendship in here with Warren and Bridget as well. I was really happy that this book existed. The ending is open though, and that is why it's not a love book, because I feel like open endings are for me just sometimes like very scary, because I don't know if I should cry or be happy in the end. Like, is it a happily ever after or not? You know? But yeah. So Maybe Now is an like book for me. Oh, my tower of books is almost falling over. I literally don't know if I'm leaning out of the screen or not. I'm just gonna move a bit like here. Next is Finding Perfect, which is the end epilogue novella for the Hopeless universe. So the Hopeless universe is hopeless, losing hope, finding Cinderella, find all your perfects, and then finding perfect. And finding perfect is how all your perfects and the Hopeless universe connect. And on one hand, I really love this story, but then on the other hand, does that make any sense? I hope it does. So I think Finding Perfect is like an okay book for me. I think this is gonna go right here behind Finding Cinderella. Next we have Regretting You, which is my second favorite book by Colleen Hoover of all times. I think Regretting You is so good. Oh my god. Okay, first of all, I need to say something before everything. Regretting You has the most interesting, in my opinion, POV concept of all of Colleen Hoover's books, because this is a mother-daughter POV book. And I absolutely love the family trope. Like, the family trope is one of my favorite things of all times, especially if the family is broken and they kind of re-heal. Maybe I have too many issues myself, and that's why I really like it in books when families get a happily ever after together. But this book has a lot of loving your family again, and communicating and healing together and not alone, and sticking together, and that it's okay to be not okay at times, and that it's okay to rely on your family, and it's okay to regret things you did in the past, okay? Regretting You. Like, it's okay to regret things you did in the past. It's okay to do that. Basically, this is about Morgan and her daughter, Clara. And Morgan is trying to have her daughter not make the same mistakes that she did. So basically, Morgan was a teen mom, and she got married very young. And Morgan regrets that because she didn't do a lot of things in life that she wanted to do, and she doesn't want Clara to regret her past like she is doing, obviously. And this is why they have this like tension between them, and the father is the one person that is holding the family together. But then with a tragic accident, the father is gone. So now it's just Clara and Morgan. And they already didn't have a good relationship to start with, but now with the father being gone, they don't have anything holding them together anymore. But it's a very sad book in the middle especially. And yes, we obviously have romance in here as well. Clara finds this guy, and that's even why her mom is being even more strict. So I really like this book. Next we have Heartbones by Colleen Hoover, and it plays in the summer, and your summer fling, it's giving very much, I know what you did last summer, just like you know that song by Shawn Mendes? That's very much the vibe I get from this book. So I do like Heartbones, but I think it's an okay book just because I kind of expect more. But there is insta-love in here again between Bea and Samson, who meet during summer at their holiday houses, and they both come from different sides of society. Money is the thing they don't have in common, and the story is about obviously them falling in love and everything, but Samson has a past that I kind of predicted in the beginning, and then obviously the entire shock effect was taken away from me, which I kind of thought I was going to have, but the shock effect was taken away, so I didn't have my gasp moment while reading this book, and that is why this book is an okay story. Next we have Whoa, the stack's almost falling over. Next, we have Layla, which is a paranormal thriller romance book. And it's okay. It is okay, and maybe even not my thing. This book is about Layla and Lead. Basically, Lead thinks that him and Layla are endgame. Like, they're gonna end up together. They're the perfect couple. But then something happens to them. Something tragic happens that changes Layla forever. And Lead is very confused because Layla's not the Layla he loves anymore. So he decides to take her back to the bed and breakfast where they first met, because he thinks that this will spark something in Layla and make her go back to being her old self. Well, at this motel, Lead meets Willow, and Willow's another guest at this bed and breakfast, and he's very intrigued by her, and I just don't vibe with paranormal stuff, so that's just my thing. And I didn't know this was paranormal until I read it, and I was a bit confused at times and had to reread a few pages because I thought I missed something, but yeah, this is an okay book to me. The tower is falling! Oh no! I don't know how to do this. Okay. The tower is falling. I'm just gonna lean on the tower now. Okay, now last but not least is Reminders of Him, which just came out. Reminders of Him is about Kenna, who just spent 5 years in prison, and she's trying to undo her wrongs, or like get people to forgive her for her wrongs and see her daughter again. And Kenna did something in her past that made everybody in this town hate her. This book was right away very depressing because Kenna's perspective is very sad, and we have past moments, and I couldn't stop crying about this book. Everything that happened in Kenna's past is just making me bawl. But this book is still a 5-star read of mine because I went to this book hoping to bawl my eyes out, and that's exactly what happened. So it fulfilled all my expectations, you know? Like, I went into this with a hope of tears, and I went out of it with a hope to never feel emotions again. What makes this book like one of my favorites is probably because while writing my review about this book, I started crying again, and that doesn't really happen a lot. I get emotional very easily, but to stay emotional is very difficult for me, but this book made me stay emotional for days. So this is one of my favorites by Colleen Hoover, and I think I like this book more than Losing Hope. So I'm gonna put it up on my favorites tier. And then I didn't read One More Step or 2 More Days. Oh my gosh, I'm done with my rating. Yeah, that was the last book. I rated all Colleen Hoover books and ranked them in a tier. I mean, this video is gonna have screen recording so you can see how I rank the books. As you can see, I have my top 5 Colleen Hoover books, which is all perfect for getting you Verity, This Girl, and Reminders of Him. So yeah, we have reached the end. I hope you enjoyed me ranking all of Colleen Hoover's books. You can tell me in the comments how you would have ranked them, if you would have ranked some of them differently. Like, I don't know, what is your opinion on All They're Perfect? Or do you love November 9? Like, I don't know, those are like the 2 books at the end of my ranking. So those probably have the most mixed opinions overall. I hope this gave you a lot more insight on my character. I don't know if you're gonna judge me now from how I rank Colleen Hoover's books or not. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, you can give it, you know, a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my content, you can subscribe. Yeah, have a great day, night, evening, afternoon. I don't know what time you're watching this video. Have a great time. Read a book. You know, you can actually read now a book by Colleen Hoover. I just gave you a ranking. I mean, pick up one of my favorites. Okay, again, have a good day, happy reading, and see you next time. Bye!